Hello everyone. In this session, I will be discussing the operation of single phase dual converter. So first of all, we need to understand how about the single phase full converter operates. In the single phase full converter, it is also known as like a controlled rectifier that will convert the single phase AC into DC, right? So that will work only on two quadrant operation, correct? So when it comes to single phase dual converter. The meaning, I'll let you know the meaning. In the case of single phase dual converter, the thing is, it is a like a basic back-to-back connection of two single phase full converter. You already know the working of single phase full converter. If you connect two single phase full converter back to back, that will be connecting with a particular load. Then it is known as dual converter. Dual means two, right? That means two single phase converter that is going to connect back to back, that is applied to the load. Okay, so it will ensure four quadrant operation. All right. The major application is, you might have heard about the Kramer drive, Scherbius drive. Okay, that means especially high power variable speed drives. It is suitable for industrial drives. Correct. So we need like a four quadrant operation for the flexible control. At that time, we can go for single phase full converter. That is an industrial application. Now moving on to the circuit diagram. First of all, let us see how about the circuit diagram of single phase dual converter. Everybody can observe here. So it is a back-to-back connection of two converters. We have converter 1 and we have converter 2. So you can see this is your supply number 1 and this is your supply number 2. So here we are arranging converter 1 by a bridge. It's a bridge means we'll be having like a thyristor 1, thyristor 2, thyristor 3, thyristor 4. It forms a single phase full converter. Okay. And you are supplying with a load. On the opposite side, this is on the opposite side. Let us see on the opposite side. We are just like having an inverter. Like we have like a T1 dash and T2 dash, T3 dash and a T4 dash. This forms an inverter, right? So that means two converters. We call it like this both are converter only. Two converters are connected back to back. That is going to satisfy the load requirement. Correct. So when I talk about like a converter 1, it is just like a single phase full converter, and here converter 2 will act as an inverter. So that is supplied to the load. Here we are having the reactor. This is actually called a current limiting reactor. Current limiting reactor. Okay, so this is the basic circuit diagram of single phase dual converter. The output of converter 1 is V01, where the output of converter 2 is V02. Correct? Yeah. So this is actually the circuit diagram of single phase dual converter. Now let us see the operation of, let us familiar the operation of single phase dual converter. Okay. So first of all, you already know that both the converters are control converters. Okay, both are controlled only because we are using the control device. So when I talk about like the first converter, the delay angle is alpha 1. The converter 1 will be activating at a firing angle of alpha 1. We'll call it as delay angle. That is better. When the converter 2 will be activated at a delay angle of alpha 2. That you have to remember. Okay, the average output voltage, that is VDC1 and VDC2. VDC1 is corresponding to converter 1, where VDC2 is corresponding to converter 1. So if I talk about like a delay angle, so delay angle is converting the first converter. The converter is called a rectifier, where another delay angle is going to convert the inverter. Okay, so both the converters produce the same average output voltage that is shared by the particular load. So this is regarding the basic information about the operation. Okay. By using the waveforms, you can have a pretty clear information. So if I talk about like a supply voltage, we are using the supply voltage Vs. Vm is the maximum voltage. You already know that sinusoidal voltage can be written as instantaneous voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So when I talk about the converter 1, this is a converter 1 output. Okay. So converter 1 will be activated at a delay angle of alpha 1, where the converter 2 that is going to activate at an angle of we can say like pi minus alpha 1, right? So this is regarding the turn when the converter is going to turn on. So output voltage of converter 1 is given as V01. You can observe here, where the output voltage of converter 2 that is given as V02. Clear. So ultimately, the average output voltage. This is actually the average output voltage that is obtaining across the load. We are ensuring that this dual converter is going to operate in 4-quadrant. So it will ensure 4-quadrant operation. 4-quadrant operation. Okay, that means the operation will be too flexible. Either I can go for like 3 modes are there basically. I can go for purely rectifier mode, rectification mode, or I can go for inverter mode, or I can make it combined, rectification and inverter mode. Like 3 modes I can explain, right? So this is regarding the single phase dual converter. One more important information I would like to inform you that the instantaneous output voltage of 2 converters are out of phase, 180-degree out of phase. That you have to remember. Okay, like left side you can see the rectification mode. In the right side, converter 2 will act as inverter mode. So there is a circulating current that is going to formulate in between the converter, because V01 you can see and V02 both are like out of phase. So because of the phase difference, there will be formulation of circulating current. So do one thing, how to limit the circulating current. So in order to limit the circulating current, we'll be using a reactor. Like this, you will be using reactor L/2. Okay, I can show you the circuit diagram. So please refer the circuit diagram. Look at this. So we have the reactor LR divided by 2, LR divided by 2 at the both the side. That means current limiting reactor will be kept it over the current limiting reactor in the sense there is an inductance. Correct. That means the inductor that will offers a resistance that is known as inductive reactance. You might have studied about in the first year classes. So if I talk about the output, let us see, mathematically we can write the output to voltage of average output to voltage of converter 1 is given by VDC1, that is equal to 2 Vm by pi cos alpha 1, where alpha 1 is known as delay angle, right? Delay angle. Vm is the maximum value. When I talk about the converter 2, the average output voltage can be written as VDC2, that is 2 Vm by pi into cos alpha 2. So of course, we can say both the average output of converter 1 and converter 2 are out of phase. So let us write VDC1 equal to minus VDC2. In terms of we can see if I equate these two equations, let us call equation number 1. So the output voltage of converter 2 is known as equation number 2. If I equate equation number 1 and 2, 2 Vm by pi will be getting cancelled because both the terms are repeating at LHS and RHS. Ultimately, cos alpha 2 is equal to minus cos alpha 1. Mathematically, we can write, applying the trigonometric formula, we can write like cos minus cos alpha 1 is equal to cos pi minus alpha 1. Therefore, we'll be deriving an equation alpha 2 is equal to pi plus alpha 1. Or else we'll write like alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is equal to 180-degree or pi radian. This is very important. Correct? Yeah. So some simple like in competitive examination, you can apply this formula, or else in the university examination, you may get a formula to derive the average output voltage of dual converter. You can follow this expression. It is pretty clear. Also, how to calculate the circulating current. I already told you that because of the phase shift of output voltage VDC1 and VDC2, there is a circulating current. Circulating current can be computed by using the formula 1 by XL. XL is nothing but omega, L omega, 1 by inductive reactance. You can give the limit because there is a delay in turning on. So VR of d omega t. So ultimately, if you elaborate, you will be getting 2 Vm by omega Lr into cos alpha 1 minus cos omega t. This is the expression for circulating current. So what is the total circulating current? You may get a numerical type example. Okay. So this formula you have to remember. 2 Vm by omega Lr into cos alpha 1 minus cos omega t. Whoever preparing for the gate examination, this point is most important. So we have options like we can operate the dual converter without the circulating current. If I operate the circulating current without circulating current, so we can operate converter 1. Converter 1, it will act as a rectifier. Independent operation, I mean. So converter 2, okay, converter 2 will be acting as inverter. Like that, I can operate independently. So if I operate 2 converters independently, the circulating current never comes into the picture. So, however, since we are designing a dual converter, definitely it is better to go for like a circulating current mode only, because we can ensure 4-quadrant operation. Okay, operation will be more flexible. Okay, so like there will be 2 converter which is connected back to back. So otherwise, what is the use? Independently, if we are operating, means what is the setup? What is the need for entire setup? Then why I say that? there are some plus point of single phase 12 converter. Why should I go for single phase 12 converter? Can you tell the advantages? Of course, it will ensure the continuous conduction. Okay. It will ensure continuous current. Inductor current will always greater than 0. And also we can say like one converter will act as rectifier where another converter will act as inverter. So power flow can be done in any one of the direction, either from converter 1 to converter 2 and vice versa. Similarly, like we can ensure we can move from one quadrant to another quadrant. That means the operation will be more comfortable rather than using the independent converter 1 and converter 2. So that is what it is always prefer to go for like a circulating current operation. Okay, so in this session, what I discussed is what is a dual converter, how does dual converter work, and what is the circuit diagram of dual converter, and what is the difference between circulating current mode and without circulating current mode. And we have derived one expression. So like alpha 1 plus alpha 2, that is equal to 180 degree. Also, we discussed about the derivation for computation of circulating current. Okay, then why we need to go for the circulating current mode? Then advantages of dual converter, that's all. So if you have any queries related to this topic, you can put up in the comment box. I'm happy to revert. And even I wanted to plan this same circuit for development in MATLAB or any other related software. In the forthcoming session, I'm doing the same thing with the help of MATLAB. So if you have any queries, please do let me know. Thank you very much for watching this video. Happy learning. Have a great day.